Evening peeps, good evening everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. All right, we are going to talk about the mess that is Tyson Fury versus OLEKSANDR USYK. But I just saw this article and I thought it was quite interesting. 7 boxers rank on the highest paid athletes of all time. The highest boxer on that list, no surprise, is Floyd Mayweather with career earnings. These have been adjusted for inflation of $1.41 billion. Wow. And when you think of it, Mayweather being number 8, without any real big endorsements, you think of all the top athletes, Federer, Jordan, Messi, Ronaldo, all of them would have made a lot of money in their career, but a lot of that would be through endorsements as well. Mayweather, not many endorsements. I can't think of one big company that he partnered with during his career. So he's the highest boxer on the list at number 8. I'll put this up now so you guys can see it. Mike Tyson is the next highest boxer on that list with, again, these have been adjusted for inflation, $875 million. Pacquiao, the next, 725. George Foreman, which might surprise some, but I mean, again, this isn't just the money he made in the ring, outside the ring. That Foreman grill, mate, that made a lot of money. 680. Oscar De La Hoya, 665. Evander Holyfield, 600. And this might surprise some. Not really, though, when you think of the deal that he did with DAZN and even the money he made in big fights before that. Canelo, 525 million. It might not surprise you that number 1 on the list is Michael Jordan with career earnings. Again, you think of sort of just the Nike contract as well. $3.3 billion. Crazy, huh? Crazy. All right, let's talk about the mess that is Tyson Fury versus OLEKSANDR USYK. Today was the first day where I felt like this might not happen. Like up until it, I've always thought like, you know what? They'll get it sorted out. They'll get it ironed out. Like where both going to go? Like realistically, are we going to see a Tyson Fury versus Wilder 4 clash? No. Are we going to see Usyk Hrgovic? No. I mean, and even if the answer is yes, surely they make both more money fighting each other than they do fighting Wilder again or Hrgovic. But Frank Warren was on talksport today and Simon Jordan was sort of pushing him on like what's going on. And he said, I can't make them do it. And I was like, whoa, like that doesn't sound positive. Bear in mind, Frank Warren for the last month has always said, you know what, we're going to give you something next week. Next week. There's always been that next week. Very much like what Eddie Hearn does. And Eddie Hearn gets a lot of stick for it. Frank's been doing that for the last month. Like we're going to have some news next week. And we haven't had anything. And look, I understand what's happened. Again, they thought this fight was going to go to the Middle East. And I spoke to Gareth about this because I got confused with how it worked. And Gareth was like, no. It was almost a separate price for both. Like the Middle East people offered Usyk a price and they offered Fury a price. And both fighters seemed happy with that. And then for whatever reason, the Middle East, I'm guessing it was going to be in Saudi Arabia, they pulled the plug on it. And now I don't know if that's because they put all their money into the Jake Paul, Tommy Fury fight, or for whatever reason they say or said that we're not doing it anymore. So they've had to come back over here. Now the money they're getting over here is completely different, right? There is no site fee from Saudi Arabia or whether it was going to be in the Middle East. It's just a case of, okay, what money can we make over here? Now, I guess the money generated over here, the 2 big incomes will be what you can do in terms of bums on seats, right? The gate receipts and what you can do on pay-per-view. Those are the 2 big revenue makers over here. There'll be other ones, right? They'll sell the fight to, I don't know, maybe Super Sport in Africa and maybe someone else picks it up over here and someone in America. But the 2 biggest money generators for this fight will be pay-per-view, BT Sports, and gate receipts. Now, I don't know what Tyson Fury's fee is. I said this the other day. Every fighter has a figure, right? Every fighter. Tyson Fury's figure in the last 3 years has changed quite a lot. Like, I don't know what Tyson Fury got paid for the first Wilder fight, but since then, it's been like that. It's been like that. Remember, he signed that big deal with Top Rank. I can't remember what it was. Was it 80 million for 4 or 5 fights. I don't know what it was, but it was a big deal. He would have got paid well for Chisora. He would have got paid well for Dillian White, which I think might have fallen under that. Could be wrong, but it might have fallen under that top rank deal. But regardless, Tyson Fury's been making 8 figures a fight. Big money. Usyk as well has been making really good money recently. Maybe not so much with the first AJ fight, but certainly in the rematch. Again, that was in the Middle East. So both of them now have a figure, and that figure's very, very high. I don't know if the fight generates them enough money to pay them the figure they want. Even if you think about, okay, let's just bring out a calculator. I'm not gonna get this wrong this time. But let's bring out a calculator and just rough estimates here. Again, there'll be more money generated from other sources, but the bulk of the money will be on pay-per-view, and the bulk of the money will be on gate receipts. So what's Wembley? Wembley's 90,000, yeah? Let's just say the average ticket price is 100 quid. Might be a bit more than that, but let's say 100 quid. So that's 9 million. That's 9 million from the gate. Pay-per-view. So it will definitely be on 27 quid, so 26.95. How many pay-per-view buys do you think it does? Let's be conservative here and say 600,000. It's a fair number, right? They said Fury Chisora did 500,000. I don't believe them, but let's just say 600,000. That's a solid number. So that there is 16.2 million. So 16.2 million plus the 9 million. That is, what's that? 25.2 million. I think I've got that right. 25.2 million. That's kind of what I think is the base level for what this fight generates. Fury's going to want big money. Usyk's going to want big money. I don't know if that figure, it should do, but I don't know if that figure is enough to pay them what they both want. Therein lies the problem. And even if it is, Fury's going to want, and we saw John Fury basically say that this ain't a 50-50 fight. Fury will take the lion's share. Fury probably wants a 60-40, 70-30 split. There's not enough money in the pot. It's that simple, right? There's not enough money in the pot. Frank said it himself. There's not enough money in the pot. He knows what's in the pot, and there isn't enough money. And by the way, when I said Fury Usyk does 600,000, I've gone high. I don't even think that's conservative. I think that's high. I don't think it does that. I think that's a very, very, very high figure, 600,000. Don't know if it does that. So how can you guarantee both of them the money they want? You can't. Obviously, look, Frank's going to want to make some money off this as well. You know, Bob's going to want to make some money off this, Bob Arum. So I don't know if there's enough money in the pot. I've always said that fighters should know their worth and get paid their worth. I've always said that, right? I mean, people will talk about things like legacy and going down as one of the greatest fighters. Now that I'm around fighters, I don't know if they care about that stuff as much as we think they do. I really don't. Some do, but I think the majority don't. The majority just want to be paid. I think you saw Anthony Joshua surprise a few when they said, I think Eddie asked him the question, he says, just want money. That's all they want. They want money. So a lot will be saying, come on Fury, come on Usyk. This is a legacy fight. This cements you in the Hall of Fame. This cements you as being one of the greatest ever. It does. And maybe it does get to a point where if you are Fury, and I'm going to focus on Fury here for a couple of minutes. If you are Fury, maybe you take a hit in what you want for that legacy. Maybe you do. A lot of Fury fans, I'm a Fury fan, not as big as some, but I'm a Fury fan, but a lot of the hardcore Fury fans will make an argument and say Fury is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. He could be, but that argument runs dry because he doesn't have enough names on his resume. He doesn't. You add Usyk to that resume, gets a bit thicker, right? The argument can stand tall a bit better. You add Usyk to that resume, the undisputed cruiserweight champion, the unified heavyweight champion, fantastic amateur, then okay. So maybe if you are Fury and you wanted 15, maybe you can take a hit. And look, who am I to tell someone to take a hit of a few million? But maybe just for this fight, for your legacy, for your resume, for your your argument to say you're one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, maybe you take a little hit on it. Maybe. It's not an easy thing to do, right? I mean, your money's your money. But remember, Fury is the one that always talks about, it's not about money. Money comes and goes. I'll fight you for free. I'll donate it to charity. So when you say all that all the time, and this fight isn't happening because of money, it's a big contradiction. It is a really, really big contradiction. But Usyk's the same. I'm not just having a go at Fury here. Usyk's the same as well. I mean, Usyk doesn't seem to come across as someone that's all about his money, but he clearly is. He's clearly got his number as well. And he's like, I'm not budging from that number. I'll say it again, as I said at the top. I don't think, unless Fury fights AJ next, I don't think any of them can go in another direction and make the kind of money that they can make fighting each other. I don't see how it happens. But yeah, look, it's clearly stalled because of money. And I think, you know what the biggest problem is here? I think the big problem is that whatever they want to, whatever Saudi first put to the table, I mean, it's so much bigger than what Frank's telling them they can get paid now. And that is a bit of a mindfuck for both of them. It really is. But look, this is such a legacy fight for both. I mean, if Usyk were to become undisputed and beat Fury, Usyk for me goes down as one of the greatest fighters of all time. That's what's on the line. Undisputed at cruiserweight and undisputed heavyweight, after beating AJ and Fury, one of the greatest of all time for me. If Fury were to be Usyk and become undisputed, again, it adds to that resume. Klitschko, Wilder, Usyk, solid. That's solid. It still isn't your resumes compared to your Ali's, and don't get me wrong, but it's solid, or your Larry. It's a solid CV. I don't know what they do. I mean, Wembley, I'm guessing has been penciled in for April 29th. Wembley are going to want to know what's going on. You can't hold a venue like Wembley. I don't know if there's anything sort of competing for that date, but you can't just hold a venue. They're going to want to know. But as it stands right now, if I was to do my usual percentage chart, 100% do I think it's going to happen? I am 50-50 now. 50-50. I think, I don't know if Fury budges on his figure. I don't know if Usyk budges on his figure. And I don't know if Frank, bear in mind the calculations I've done, and again, look, there'll be more money put into that pot, but I don't know if Frank can find money from elsewhere to put this, to kind of put more money in the pot to give them both what they want, if that makes any sense. But hey, it's what it is, people. The biggest fight that can be made in boxing doesn't look like it's going to happen. Hey, that, ladies and gentlemen, is boxing. Anything else? Let's have a look. I'm going to an awards evening on Sunday. The British Boxing Board of Control have actually invited me. Robert Smith has invited me. It's going to be interesting. I've never done anything like that. I've always found that kind of stuff intriguing, but I've never been invited or had any interest. But I'm going to go this Sunday. I have no idea what it's like or what it's about. You know what is funny though? When Frank, going back to it, when Frank always or said, like, it's like almost blamed Eddie and AJ for how difficult it was in making that fight we thought could happen last year between AJ and Fury. They made it sound like Team AJ have made it so difficult. Look how easy and smooth it was to make AJ Usyk. There were a couple of stumbling blocks actually, but it got done twice. Look at this. So it makes you kind of wonder, who was the problem in making that fight? Who did make it difficult? Just a thought. All right, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are done. Very, very quick video. Please do me a favor, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I've actually got a new show coming, sponsored by William Hill. It will be on my platform and will go on DAZN's platform as well. But yeah, we're going to do boxing. It's going to be a sort of 45-minute show where I have a guest there. We're doing the first one this Thursday. So it's got to give you an idea. So it's a guest will come in. We're going to chat boxing for 30 minutes. I'm going to also do like a Q&A session at the end of it where I'll get you guys to send in your questions and I'll read them out. I'll read out the best ones, put your questions on screen. I speak to someone from William Hill as well and get the latest odds. But yeah, it's exciting because I think hopefully there's a bit of money behind it so I can get some real good guests in here and I can pay guests as well. That's what I've always wanted to do. So hopefully that gets going. First one again will be Thursday, and then we're going to do it every single week as well. And again, it will be on my channel. It's going to be on the YouTube channel. So yeah, I'll put out a video tomorrow so you guys can leave your questions, and we'll try and read out as many as possible. Peace and love.